This slightly overcooked yogurt doesn't have the flavor of yogurt, but gives out a lot of umami. So that's why I say yogurt is a perfect marinade for many meats, because it doesn't change the original flavor and works as an amplifier. Hi, I'm Maxxie. Welcome to my channel. I guess everybody who goes to the gym knows that chicken breasts are a very good source of protein, and they're relatively cheap than most other choices. But sometimes it really gets quite boring to just eat chicken breast day after day, and many people don't really know many ways to cook it except boil it and put some salt on it. And it's really a lot of effort to cook the whole way every time. Yeah, those used to be my problems too. But now things are different, because now I usually have a lot of these marinated, pre-prepared chicken breasts in my fridge, and they come in more than one flavors. And you don't necessarily need to thaw them. They can go from frozen directly into the air fryer or your non-stick pan. And it takes less than 2 hours every week for you to make this into more than a whole week of convenient, pre-prepared chicken breast. In this episode, I'm gonna share how I do it, the several go-to flavor combos I use to marinate them, and how I do it to make it take the least effort and make the least mess in your kitchen. Okay, now let's get started. The primary ingredient we need in every of these marinades is this: unsweetened pure yogurt, whole fat for the best result. I know this may sound quite weird for people who haven't cooked this way. I learned it from Indian cooking. Its acid environment can break down the long fibers of mussels so that you can get a tenderer texture from your meat in the end. And yogurt's consistency is so perfect to hold all the flavors around your meat. Okay, now let's deal with the chicken breasts. This is the portion I usually buy. It's a 950 grams box. Normally, each box contains 3 large breasts, but my normal portion for a meal is 200 to 250 grams. So what I would do first is to cut them to make them into 4 portions. And then is the real prepping process. First, we need to cut it a little bit, make them into something like this. This is to help them marinate better and shorten the time it takes to cook them. The original shape of a chicken breast is too thick, so most flavors don't really go into it, and it takes very long to cook it thoroughly. So what I usually do is to cut them like this to make them thinner. You cut into it horizontally, and after that, turn it open like a page. If you find anywhere still thick, you do the same to that part. You can do this infinitely if you like it and have the ability to manage it, but normally 4 folds is enough. Okay, this one is done. Roll it and put it back into the box. This will make it easier for you to grab it later. It won't take long to do this to 3 boxes, and 3 boxes are more than enough for a week. After we've done this, good news, the messy part is over. Now we can wash the cardboard and the knife. Good, now the cardboard and the knife have been washed. Nothing is squishy anymore. We can start to marinate the chicken. From this point on, the meal prep is gonna be totally clean and organized. What we are gonna use here is this, small size sealable food bags. We are gonna do the marinating inside them. Put it in a normal drinking glass like this. Mine is 350 milliliters. You need one at least this big. Now, we make the marinade base inside this. The first flavor I'm gonna make is a classical Chinese combo, chive, garlic, and ginger. It's called Cong Suan in Mandarin if you are wondering. You can easily buy this combo in China or maybe in Chinatowns. But if you can't, what I do here is I buy the 3 ingredients separately online and then mix them myself. The ratio is 3 units of chives, 2 units of garlics, and finally only 1 unit of ginger. What I would suggest is you do this directly in a sealable jar like this, because then you can just shake. Okay, that's how you make chives, garlics, and ginger. Now let's get back to the marinade. Regardless of the flavors we are making, my universal formula for a marinade base is like this. 1/8 cup of pure yogurt. You can eyeball it, it's like this. By this amount, this cup of 450 grams is just right for 3 boxes of chicken breasts. And then it's 1/4 teaspoon of fine salt. And finally, 1/4 teaspoon of the equal sweetener. This is a sweetener with a sweetness level much higher than sugar. It is quite common online now. If you are using different types of sweeteners, you may need to experiment to know how much you need it. Anyway, I'm adding sweetness here not to make the chicken sweet, it's to amplify all the flavors. Salt and sweetness combined is a universal amplifier for any flavor. Okay, that's the marinade base. Now it's the seasoning part. This part is simple, just 1 teaspoon of chives, garlics and ginger. Then we mix the ingredients by simply massaging it. This is why I chose to do this in a sealable food bag. It's this easy. You don't need to get any utensil dirty. After this, we put the bag back and put in the chicken breast. I personally find the neatest way to do this is to use chopsticks. Okay, this is the marinade for 1 portion. Now we do the same, massage. This is really quick and saves a lot of space. And you can make sure all the marinade are coated on the chicken without putting in much extra amount. After the marinade is all coated on the chicken breast, we make sure it's flat as a piece of paper like this. This will make it super easy for you to store a large amount of this in your fridge within limited space. Which I guess is a saver for students like us who usually only get a fridge half the normal size. This bag is just the right size for a normal air fryer. Let me show you how it looks inside. So, you can freeze all these chicken breasts inside the freezer of your fridge. This makes your every meal quite convenient because you can take the chicken breasts into the air fryer directly from frozen. You don't need to thaw them overnight. But I do thaw them overnight because this can get you a better texture. But still, you don't have to do it. For this thawed chicken breast, the temperature is 200 degrees Celsius and we cook it for 15 minutes. If it's frozen, just bring the time up to 20 minutes. 15 minutes later, the chicken breast is ready. We'll see the yogurt on the outside is a little bit charred. It works as a protection for the chicken breast from drying out inside. And what's better is that this slightly overcooked yogurt doesn't have the flavor of yogurt, but gives out a lot of umami. So that's why I say yogurt is a perfect marinade for many meats, because it doesn't change the original flavor and works as an amplifier. This chicken alone is already quite nice for a meal, but what I recently would like to do is cut 1/4 of a baguette and make sandwich with it. For starters, the recipe of baguettes has no oil in it, which makes it a perfect choice while you are on a low-fat diet. And I personally like chewy things. But anyway, this chicken recipe goes well with both diets, be it low-carb or low-fat, because it's almost completely protein. Okay, now let's introduce the other 2 flavor combos I use. The second combo I like is parsley and chili flakes. I know it sounds too simple to be delicious, but actually, combined with the yogurt base, it's quite nice. The base is still the same. 1/8 cup of pure yogurt, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of equal sweetener, and then the seasoning part. 1 teaspoon of parsley, 1/2 teaspoon of the chili flakes. Done! The third flavor combo I like is cheese and pepper. We are gonna use this, parmigiano reggiano. First, we need to zest the parmigiano reggiano. Usually I do this beforehand and store a lot of them in the fridge with sealable jars, so I can get some whenever I need it. For this combo, the base is still the same, and after that, we put in 2 teaspoons of parmigiano reggiano, and then as much of pepper as you like. I usually put in around 21 swirls. That is already a lot. If you want the pepper flavor to be really strong, put in some black pepper powder, because flakes are all more for the visual and the texture than flavors. If you want really strong flavors, you go for the powders. Finally, to counter a little bit the pungency of parmigiano reggiano, we add in several drops of lemon juice, and then this combo is done. Okay, that's how I do this meal prep, and so much for this episode. All the statistics of my recipes are in the video description. If you like this video, please don't forget to tap the like button and subscribe to my channel. And you can also follow me on Instagram, where I share my fitness progress and other things in my daily life. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next episode, and happy cooking. Take care.